Have you ever wondered why you wake up exhausted, even after a full night's sleep? You went to bed on time, stayed there for 8 hours, yet your body feels heavy, and your mind is foggy before the day even starts. If that hits home, you're not alone. Countless women, especially in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, tell me they're tired all the time, with no clear reason why. Maybe you've been brushed off with, "It's just aging." But what if it's not? What if there's a hidden cause stealing your energy, and a way to take it back? This video isn't just another talk about fatigue. It's your roadmap to feeling awake, alive, and like yourself again. We're diving deep into the real, fixable reasons your energy's fading, from silent hormone crashes to nutrient gaps doctors overlook. You'll uncover why 8 hours in bed might not be enough, how stress or even your medications could be draining you, and what blood sugar swings feel like when you don't have diabetes. Stick with me to the end, because I'm not here to overwhelm you. I'm here to guide you, step by step, like a friend who's been there. You'll discover surprising truths that could change how you feel every day, practical tips you can start today, and the power to advocate for your health. You deserve more than just getting by. You deserve to thrive. Watch until the end, because your energy, your peace, and your life are worth it. Let's begin. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 1. The silent hormone crash that no one warns you about. Let's dive into something that I believe is one of the most overlooked and underestimated challenges many women face, yet it's something that almost every older woman will experience to some degree. The slow, often unnoticed decline of hormones after menopause. Now, when we hear about menopause, we're usually warned about hot flashes, night sweats, mood swings, and all the discomforts that come with a transition. But there's this silent, sneaky aftermath that very few people, even doctors, talk about, and that's what I want to address today. It's not just the hormone drop during menopause, but after menopause, when your estrogen and progesterone levels keep sinking. Most women don't realize just how devastating the effects can be, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally as well. When you hit menopause, the common narrative is that these hormonal changes are just a temporary phase, a phase to get through. We are conditioned to believe that once the worst is over, everything will go back to normal. But here's the cold, hard truth. Most of us are never told about the profound, long-term impact this hormonal crash has on our bodies. After menopause, our estrogen and progesterone don't just stay low, they can often plummet to alarmingly low levels. The drop doesn't stop, it keeps getting lower, and that's when you start to feel it. And let me tell you, it's not just about feeling a little off. It's about feeling different in ways you never thought possible. Before menopause, these hormones played such crucial roles in our lives that we didn't even realize. Estrogen wasn't just there to regulate our periods. It was our secret weapon. It kept our brains sharp, boosted our memory, and regulated how we processed energy. It kept us alert, vibrant, and focused on everything from work to daily tasks. Progesterone, that beautiful calming hormone, helped us unwind, fall asleep easier, and stay asleep longer. It helped us feel balanced in a world that often felt chaotic. These hormones weren't just keeping our reproductive organs working, they were managing our mental clarity, emotional health, and yes, even how we managed our energy. But now, with those hormones at rock bottom, we're left with a body that's trying to function without the very fuel it once had. I can't tell you how many times I've felt like I'm dragging myself through the day. Even small tasks, things that once seemed like second nature, start to feel like they're climbing a mountain. You know what I mean? Walking up the stairs leaves you winded, carrying groceries feels like a workout, or even just reading a book becomes a struggle. The sharpness of our mind dulls, and it's as if the fog that wraps around us isn't just mental, but physical too. And let me say this clearly. This is not just in your head. You are not lazy. You are not failing. This is a result of your body adapting to a drastic hormonal shift that most of us were never fully prepared for. What breaks my heart, and I know so many women feel this, is that most doctors don't take the time to connect the dots. They might brush it off as just part of getting older, but what if it's more than just aging? What if it's the silent hormone crash that no one warns you about? And here's the thing, this isn't something that should be normal. There's help out there, but too often, we're never told what's possible. Some women may find relief with bioidentical hormone therapy. Others might need adrenal support, or even specific supplements that can help balance their bodies as they move beyond menopause. But how would we know unless we ask? How can we take control if we don't understand what's happening to us? So, if you're out there feeling like your energy is gone, like you're just not the same, and it's been happening for years now, don't brush it off as just aging. Please, talk to your doctor. Ask for a hormone test. Request to understand what's going on in your body. It's not about being dramatic or asking for special treatment. It's about taking back control over your health. It's about standing up for yourself and saying, I deserve to feel good again. And trust me, I understand how hard it can be to even acknowledge that something might be wrong. But don't wait until you feel even worse. Don't let your energy slip away unnoticed. Your health is worth it. You are worth it. At this stage in our lives, knowledge is power. And when we understand what's happening to us, we can take the first step toward reclaiming our energy, our strength, and our joy. 2. The nutrient deficiencies that quietly drain your energy. Here's something that so many women aren't told, but it's something you need to hear. You can eat all the right foods, take your vitamins, and still feel like you're dragging yourself through each day. It's frustrating, isn't it? You do everything right, but the energy you crave just isn't there. As we age, our bodies change in ways that are far more subtle and insidious than most people realize. And one of those changes is the way we absorb nutrients. Our stomachs, our very digestive systems, start to lose their ability to break down food properly. After the age of 60, your stomach produces less acid, which is critical for breaking down food and absorbing all the important nutrients your body needs. Even if you're loading up on fruits, veggies, and protein, the truth is, your body may not be able to extract what it needs from those very foods. It's like you're doing all the right things, but it's still not enough, and that can feel so disheartening. And here's the kicker. A lot of women don't even realize they're suffering from nutrient deficiencies. They're walking around in a fog, feeling weak, and feeling utterly drained, but they don't know why. And these deficiencies are silent, hiding in the background, draining your vitality without you even realizing it. Now, let's take a look at some of the most common deficiencies, ones that are especially important as we age. First, we need to talk about vitamin B12. This little vitamin is essential for brain function, energy, and your nervous system. But as we grow older, it becomes harder for our bodies to absorb it. And here's the heartbreaking part. Many women over 60 are deficient in B12, and they don't even know it. When B12 levels drop, it can show up as confusion, forgetfulness, or overwhelming fatigue. Sadly, many women are mistakenly diagnosed with memory issues or even early-stage dementia, when in reality, it's just a simple vitamin deficiency that could be easily corrected. That's such an easy fix, and yet so many of us suffer in silence. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Next up is iron. Even if you're no longer having your monthly period, your body can still run low on iron over time. Conditions like ulcers or chronic inflammation, or even just the general wear and tear of getting older, can deplete your iron stores. When your iron is low, you might start noticing you get breathless doing simple tasks, or that your heart races even when you're resting. Everyday things that used to feel like nothing, start to feel like monumental tasks. It's beyond frustrating, and it's so easy to overlook, thinking it's just part of getting older, but it doesn't have to be. Then there's vitamin D. You've probably heard it helps your bones, but did you know it also has a huge impact on your mood and energy levels? Many of us, especially as we get older, simply don't get enough sun. And even when we do, our skin doesn't produce vitamin D as effectively as it once did. It's an invisible problem that can hit hard. Low vitamin D can leave you feeling achy, emotionally drained, and just plain tired. It's like a cloud hanging over your spirit, stealing your energy when you need it most. And let's not forget about magnesium. This quiet, often overlooked mineral is essential for so many things in your body. It supports your muscles, your nerves, your sleep patterns, and even your body's response to stress. When magnesium levels dip too low, you can start feeling anxious, stressed, and like you just can't relax no matter how hard you try. If you're someone who has trouble sleeping, who feels like you're never quite resting, or if you're always on edge, magnesium could be the missing piece to your puzzle. It's something so many women are deficient in without even realizing it. And what's worse, stress burns through magnesium even faster, creating a vicious cycle of exhaustion and irritability. Now, here's the part that gets to me. Most doctors don't test for these deficiencies. They'll check your iron and maybe your vitamin D if you ask. But B12 and magnesium? Those often get brushed aside, even though they can make all the difference in how you feel. It's frustrating because it leaves so many women struggling with entirely preventable issues. But here's the thing, you have the power to take control. Don't let your health fall through the cracks. Ask your doctor to check your levels. Be proactive about it. You deserve more than a blanket, "You're getting older" response. You deserve real answers and real solutions. Consider adding targeted supplements to your routine. A basic multivitamin might not be enough, especially if you're dealing with a specific deficiency. Sometimes, your body just needs a little more support, and that's okay. And above all, listen to your body. If you're constantly tired, feeling foggy, or just not yourself, don't ignore it. Your body is trying to tell you something, and you have every right to pay attention to those signs. I remember when I found out I was low in both B12 and magnesium. I started supplementing with the guidance of my doctor, and within just a few weeks, I felt like a new person. I felt clearer, calmer, and so much more energized. It was like I was finally waking up from a long, restless sleep. I got a little piece of myself back. I want that for you too. Not someday, but now. You deserve to feel whole again, to feel vibrant, to feel like you're truly living, not just surviving. Don't let these silent deficiencies keep draining you. You have the right to feel your best, and with a little attention and care, you absolutely can. 3. Poor sleep quality, not just quantity. For most of us, we've been taught from a young age that the magic number is 8 hours of sleep. Get your 8 hours, and you'll feel refreshed, right? So, we do our best to hit the pillow early enough to make sure we get that precious 8 hours. But what if I told you that simply being in bed for 8 hours isn't nearly enough to make you feel rested? Many women, especially as they get older, have shared with me the same frustrating experience. I sleep all night, but I still wake up feeling tired. And oh, how I understand that feeling. I've lived it too. And it breaks my heart because I know the struggle. The truth is, as we grow older, it's no longer just about how long we sleep. It's about how well we sleep. As time passes, our bodies produce less melatonin, the very hormone that helps us fall asleep and stay asleep. We also experience less deep sleep, the stage of sleep that is so essential for our bodies to heal, repair, and rejuvenate. It's as though we're lying in bed, but our bodies aren't getting the chance to truly rest. Even though the hours are ticking by, you might only be getting a fraction of the quality sleep you truly need. Let me ask you something personal, something that many of us can relate to. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, around 2 or 3 a.m., only to find yourself wide awake, staring at the ceiling, while the world outside is fast asleep. And in those quiet moments, does your mind begin to spin with worries about your health, your loved ones, or maybe financial concerns that keep you up? It's a feeling so many of us know all too well. You lie there, feeling utterly helpless, watching the hours slip by, and by the time the sun rises, you feel like the day has already taken something from you before you've even had the chance to start. That isn't just insomnia. That's your body desperately fighting for the rest it so desperately needs. And here's something else that we often overlook. If you wake up in the morning feeling stiff, groggy, or like your body never quite relaxed, it's likely because your sleep is shallow. Without enough time in deep sleep, your muscles don't fully recover, your brain doesn't clear out all the clutter, and your energy just doesn't return. I went through a phase where I truly believed this was simply the way things were now. I thought, well, this is what aging feels like. But deep inside, I knew this wasn't right. Something needed to change. So, I made a series of small adjustments to my routine. I didn't rush it, but little by little, these changes added up. I decided to put down all the screens, television, phone, computer, at least an hour before bed. I turned my bedroom into a sanctuary, making it cooler and darker. I also started taking a small dose of magnesium glycinate before sleep, which helped. I even created a bedtime routine that taught my body it was time to slow down and unwind. And let me tell you, it wasn't perfect at first, but after a few weeks of this new routine, I began to notice real changes. I started falling asleep faster, staying asleep longer, and most importantly, I began waking up feeling like myself again, refreshed, restored, and ready to take on the day. But there's one more thing I need to share with you because it's so important. If you snore heavily or wake up gasping for air, it could be a sign of sleep apnea. And let me be clear, it's not just a men's issue. Many older women develop sleep apnea, often without even realizing it, especially after menopause. Sleep apnea can leave you feeling drained and exhausted, no matter how many hours you spend in bed. If this sounds familiar, please talk to your doctor. Untreated sleep apnea can wreak havoc on your health in ways you might not even realize. The bottom line is this: sleep isn't just about the number of hours. It's not about that arbitrary 8-hour figure on the clock. It's about the quality of your sleep, the depth, the restoration, and the peace your body can experience during those precious hours. You deserve sleep that heals you, not just time spent lying in bed. And with a few thoughtful changes, a truly restorative night of sleep is absolutely within your reach. You owe it to yourself to experience it, and I promise you're worth it. For chronic stress and emotional exhaustion, take a deep breath with me, because what we're about to dive into is something that many of us carry silently, yet so profoundly. I'm talking about the kind of stress that doesn't just show up in a busy week or when we're juggling too many things. It's the stress that has been building for years, quietly but steadily, until it becomes an undeniable weight on our shoulders. And I know it all too well, especially as we grow older. The weight of the world often feels heavier, not just on our backs, but on our hearts. Think back to when we were younger. We were always in survival mode, weren't we? We were constantly running, raising children, building careers, managing households, and often doing it all at once. We spent so much time caring for others, and for many of us, we didn't even know how to stop long enough to care for ourselves. We told ourselves, one day, when the kids are grown, when I retire, when life finally slows down, that's when I'll be able to breathe. We dreamed of that peace, that moment where we could just relax and be still. But here's the painful truth that many of us have come to realize. That peace, the one we so deeply longed for, never really comes in the way we imagined. Instead, the stress just shifts, it evolves. It wears a new face, but the weight is still there. Now, we worry about our health. We worry about our partner's health. We're constantly on edge about our finances, wondering if our savings will last, if we'll outlive our money. Some of us find ourselves back in caregiving roles, looking after a spouse, helping with grandchildren, or trying to hold the emotional pieces together for adult children who seem to be struggling. It's this quiet heartbreak that chips away at us, day by day. The feeling of helplessness when you want to fix things but realize you can't. That emotional toll is real, and it's incredibly exhausting. What so many people fail to understand is that the body doesn't distinguish between a real physical threat and the emotional stress we put ourselves under. Every time we worry, every time we feel overwhelmed, our bodies respond. Cortisol, the stress hormone, is released. And when cortisol remains high over time, it starts to take a devastating toll on us. It drains us emotionally, physically, and spiritually. It makes us feel tired, anxious, irritable, like our very souls are running on empty. That's why, even when we misplace our glasses or forget something small, it can feel like the world is crumbling. It's not a sign that we're getting older. It's because our nervous system is already stretched thin. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. And then there's grief. Oh, grief. The kind of grief that seeps into your bones, the loss of friends, a family, or even the loss of something as intangible but just as real. Purpose. Maybe retirement, which once seemed like a dream, left you with a void. A silence in the house that you didn't expect to be so heavy. These emotional losses can feel just as debilitating as any physical illness. And I want you to hear me loud and clear. You are not broken. You are not weak. And this overwhelming load you're carrying does not have to be a burden you suffer with alone. So what can we do? First and foremost, permit yourself to rest. No, really. Rest, not just physically, but emotionally. You've been carrying the weight of the world for so long, for so many. It's okay to let it go, to pause and just be. It's okay to feel, to cry, to breathe. Second, protect your peace. And that means learning to say no. No without guilt. No without explanation. It means setting boundaries, even with family, when you need that space to care for yourself, to replenish. Third, find those things that help you release the stress in healthy ways. Whether it's journaling your heart out in the morning, taking a quiet walk through nature, digging your hands into the soil while gardening, or even just sitting in the sunshine with a cup of tea, those small moments of peace matter. And if you feel like you're carrying too much on your own, reach out. Don't be afraid to talk to someone, whether it's a friend, a therapist, or even a spiritual guide. You deserve support just as much as anyone else. Because here's the truth, emotional exhaustion is every bit as real as physical fatigue, and sometimes it hurts even more. But when you start caring for your inner world, when you start giving yourself the same love and grace you've given so freely to others, your outer energy begins to heal. You've spent so many years carrying others. Now it's time to carry yourself with that same compassion and care. You've earned it. You deserve it. Don't forget that. 5. Blood sugar imbalances you don't feel until it's too late. Have you ever found yourself feeling completely drained, almost as if you couldn't make it through the day? You're not alone, and the culprit could be something as sneaky as your blood sugar. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, but I don't have diabetes, so this doesn't apply to me. Trust me, I thought the same thing for years. I never thought blood sugar issues could affect someone like me, someone who wasn't diagnosed with anything. But, oh, was I wrong. What I've learned, and what I wish I'd known sooner, is that blood sugar imbalances can creep up on anyone, especially women after menopause. Even if you've never had a diabetes diagnosis, this issue can quietly disrupt your life. As we age, our bodies go through some significant changes, and one of the biggest ones is insulin resistance. This means that our cells stop using the sugar from the foods we eat as efficiently as they once did. So even what might seem like a normal, healthy meal can cause your blood sugar to soar, then crash. And let me tell you, when that happens, it doesn't just mess with your energy levels. It can leave you feeling emotionally drained, mentally foggy, and even cranky without warning. And the worst part? It can happen so quietly, you don't even realize it's happening until you're already in the thick of it. You may not feel the dramatic shakes or dizziness that someone with diabetes might experience. Instead, what you'll feel is the heavy tiredness that hits you out of nowhere in the middle of the day. You know that overwhelming exhaustion that makes you want to curl up and lay your head on the kitchen table right after lunch? Or that brain fog that makes it impossible to focus? I know this feeling all too well. It sneaks up on you and takes away any motivation to keep going. Imagine this, a typical day for many of us. You wake up feeling okay, but you skip breakfast or grab something fast like toast or cereal. You think, this is a quick and easy meal, but the truth is, it's mostly just carbs. Those carbs cause your blood sugar to spike rapidly, and your body releases insulin to bring it back down. A few hours later, though, you crash hard. And that crash? It's the kind of tiredness that leaves you irritable, foggy, and craving something sweet. What's your instinct? Reach for a snack, right? Maybe some crackers or fruit, or if you're like me, another cup of coffee. But that's the thing about this vicious cycle. Each time you give in to that temptation, it just keeps the roller coaster going higher and higher, then crashing back down again. What's even more maddening is that this cycle can leave you feeling more exhausted after each drop, almost like you're climbing a mountain only to have it collapse beneath your feet every few hours. Feels endless. And trust me, I know how incredibly frustrating and discouraging it can be. It felt like I was fighting a battle I couldn't see, but one that I was losing every single day. For me, the real eye-opener came when I decided to check my blood sugar levels just out of curiosity. I thought it would be an interesting experiment. But what I learned shook me to my core. That healthy breakfast I was eating, it spiked my blood sugar more than I ever imagined. Every time that happened, I felt the crash soon after. It wasn't just a theory, it was a real, physical reaction happening to my body. So, what's the solution? How do we support our blood sugar without turning our lives upside down? The answer is simpler than you might think. It starts with how you fuel your body. The key is protein and healthy fats. Starting your day with these can create a steady, reliable energy that lasts for hours. Foods like eggs, Greek yogurt, nuts, or even a protein-packed smoothie can stabilize your blood sugar and keep you feeling grounded throughout the day. Trust me, you don't want to begin your day with just toast, sugary cereal, or a sweet coffee drink. They might feel comforting in the moment, but they're setting you up for a crash that'll come too soon. Throughout your day, try to eat smaller, balanced meals. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just make sure each meal has a good mix of protein, fiber, and a little fat. This will keep your blood sugar steady, and your energy will follow suit. And I know this is going to be tough, but cutting back on refined sugars and white bread can make an enormous difference. I'm not saying you have to completely cut them out. I'd never suggest something that extreme. But making small changes can have a profound impact on how you feel day in and day out. When you finally get your blood sugar under control, the changes you'll notice in your energy, your mood, and your overall sense of well-being might just surprise you. Suddenly, you'll feel more clear-headed, less moody, and way steadier. No more emotional roller coasters. No more unexplained exhaustion. And most importantly, you'll get back to feeling like yourself again. Strong, in control, and at peace with your body. This isn't about following a strict diet or depriving yourself of things you love. It's about supporting your body in a way that lets you show up as the best version of yourself. So, if you're tired of feeling drained and at the mercy of your blood sugar, give this a try. It might just be the lifeline you've been looking for. 6. Medications that may be draining your energy. Let's talk about something that often goes unnoticed, something that many women overlook, the medications we take daily. By the time we reach our 60s or 70s, most of us find ourselves juggling multiple prescriptions. some for blood pressure, others for cholesterol, and perhaps a few for sleep, anxiety, or pain. While it's true that many of these medications are necessary and beneficial, there's an often hidden consequence that many of us don't realize: chronic fatigue. Yes, you heard me right. Medications that are meant to help us can, over time, quietly drain our energy, leaving us feeling worn out and emotionally defeated. The unfortunate truth is that many doctors won't bring this up unless we ask. It's up to us to take charge of our health and understand what's going on. Let's take a closer look at some of the medications that could be contributing to your exhaustion. First on the list are beta blockers, which are frequently prescribed for high blood pressure or heart-related issues. These medications work by slowing your heart rate, which, of course, helps protect your heart. But here's the catch: they can also leave you feeling sluggish, drained, and weak. The worst part? You might not even realize it's the medication making you feel this way, especially if the dosage is higher than what your body needs. It's like your heart is safe, but your energy has taken a hit. Then there are statins, which are commonly prescribed to lower cholesterol. While these medications have helped many people manage their heart health, they also come with a set of potential side effects. Muscle aches, joint pain, and, yes, fatigue are all common complaints from those who take statins. If you've been feeling sore or unusually tired, and you're taking a statin, I urge you to ask your doctor if there could be a connection. Your body is talking to you, and it's worth listening to. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Next up, we have antidepressants. These medications are supposed to help stabilize your mood, but sometimes they can have the opposite effect. While they might lift your spirits, they can also flatten your emotional energy, leaving you feeling unmotivated or mentally sluggish. If you find that your emotions feel muted, or you're perpetually exhausted, it might be time to consider whether the type or dosage of your antidepressant is serving you. Sometimes, it's not about needing more energy, it's about finding the right balance. And let's not forget about sleep medications. They might help you fall asleep at night, but many of them come with a hangover effect that can linger long into the next day. You may wake up feeling foggy, disoriented, and off balance, even though you technically slept through the night. It's frustrating, isn't it? You're trying to get the rest your body needs, only to wake up feeling even more exhausted than before. Pain medications, allergy pills, and even some over-the-counter drugs can also be culprits when it comes to fatigue. These seemingly harmless medications can contribute to drowsiness and brain fog in ways we don't always realize. They're designed to help, but sometimes they leave us feeling like we're walking through a haze. Now, I need to be very clear about something. Never stop taking any medication without consulting your doctor first. Some of these prescriptions are essential, and stopping them abruptly could have serious consequences for your health. But what you can do is start a conversation. Bring a list of all your medications, prescription and over-the-counter, to your next doctor's appointment. Ask your doctor or pharmacist, could any of these medications be making me tired? You might be surprised by the answer. There might be alternatives, lower doses, or even lifestyle changes that can help you regain the energy you've been missing. You've worked so hard for your health over the years. You deserve to feel good. You don't deserve to wake up each day feeling like you're dragging a tired, heavy body behind you simply because of a prescription you never questioned. It's frustrating, and it can be emotionally draining, but sometimes the solution isn't more caffeine or more sleep. Sometimes, the solution is understanding what's truly happening inside your body and permitting yourself to explore other options. There may be a better way. So, my dear friend, if you've been feeling drained and you can't figure out why, I encourage you to take a closer look at your medicine cabinet. You might just find the answer hiding there. And please, don't feel like you're alone in this journey. If you've been nodding along, feeling like you're not the only one dealing with this, I want you to know that you aren't. Feeling tired all the time isn't something you just have to accept. It's not a weakness, nor is it something you should just chalk up to the natural aging process. Chronic fatigue can be a sign that your body, heart, or mind need something different. Something deeper, something more compassionate. Perhaps it's a shift in hormones that no one ever explained to you. Maybe your body is lacking essential nutrients that it once absorbed with ease. It could even be poor sleep that's silently stealing your energy each night. Or maybe it's stress, grief, medications, or even blood sugar issues doing more damage than you realize. You deserve to feel vibrant again, to feel like yourself once more. Don't give up on that, my friend. Take control, explore your options, and remember, you are worthy of the care and energy you've given so selflessly to others over the years. It's time to bring some of that love and attention back to you. As we wrap up, I want you to reflect on everything we've discussed today. Take a moment to think about the medications you're taking and how they might be impacting your energy levels. It's so easy to overlook the subtle ways they can drain us, but now you know that it's something worth paying attention to. What have you learned from this video? What's one thing you'll take away and start practicing in your own life? I would love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a comment below and let us know what you've learned and how you plan to make some changes. You deserve to feel your best, and sometimes it starts with just asking the right questions. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who could benefit, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more valuable content. Your support means the world to us. Thank you for being here, and take care of yourself. You deserve it.